Okay, everyone, I think I'm back online. It might be on a slightly different stream, so I hope you can hear me okay. Sorry about that. I really don't know what happened with the technology, but we will see how we go. I don't know. I think probably it's sort of messed up a little bit with the audience and all that sort of thing. So I don't know, Reese, if you wanted to ask me any questions now that you're there, but I'm not entirely sure what I should do. Here we are. We've got some people coming back online. Sorry, everyone. I think I had technology problems. I don't quite know what they were, but the stream sort of froze there at a certain point. But I guess if I just continue, and I might just sort of add this into my sort of edited version of this stream a little bit, like tomorrow in my sort of editing studio. What I was really sort of working up as a bit of a concluding point to saying when the technology failed me was that the collapse of American primacy is reshaping the geopolitical world, but not just the geopolitical world. It's not just a question for leaders and politicians and big business people and, spies and all that sort of stuff, armies, generals. It's also a question of our everyday culture, because with the collapse of, I guess, American Hollywood, Netflix, Western culture, both political culture, but other culture as well, as the reference standard for the world, which you would say, I think, has been the case over the last, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, then it creates a whole new space for the rest of the world. It creates an opportunity for all the peoples of the world to sort of leave behind some of the tired tropes of American global monoculture. I think we see this to some degree in the vitality of things like Russians with attitude. We see this in some of the vitality of Russian culture that I was talking about in last week's live stream. We see this in the assertion by India of its cultural heritage, of its identity, not just as the English name for India, but as the home name for India, Bharat. And I think it is really sort of changing the world, and it is really to be welcomed, I would think, because it opens up the possibility for a whole new set of things, a whole new creative possibilities all around the world. So look, given we've had a few issues with the whole technology, I don't know. Have we got some comments here? We've got a comment from Reese saying we may need to create an Australian user-generated content broadcasting system like YouTube. This is true. I mean, it's a real dilemma for I find as a YouTube creator, it's wonderful to be able to reach out to an international audience, but I guess the YouTube algorithm, in a way, often points towards kind of American content, and it's hard for Australian content to rise up within that, But in some ways, YouTube also enables, people from, like, we've had Germany, Sweden, Australia, all of us contacting each other around the world. People like the Duran are like a great channel that connects people from all around the world. So there are opportunities, I think, in YouTube. It's not totally monochrome, but there is this constant tension of wanting to kind of focus on, the big American market or what's going on in America. Yet another show about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Like, for God's sake, give us a break. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see that. And I guess when you think about it, that's what's happened. There is such, I guess, a user-generated content system in Russia. Yandex is very significant. There's Telegram. There's VK. I can't quite remember what it is. Clearly, in China, it has its own extremely vital and innovative media platforms, which, we're largely ignorant of. And there's YouTube. Yeah, absolutely, Reese. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, I guess, over the next couple of years as some of the tensions internationally may well spill over, into some of the sort of censorship domain on the content. But of course, I don't want to get myself into trouble with the gods of YouTube. So look, thanks for that comment, Reese. That's really fantastic. But look, I might close out the stream here. There was a little bit more stuff I think I was going to have a chat about, and I flagged earlier on that I might do a little video, a little comment about Tony Blinken. But I've got a comment here from I'm just going to pop out the chat so I can read it a little bit more easily with my limited eyesight. So, Judge Holden Club Lounge, love it, Judge Holden Club Lounge. Australian politics is largely confined to economic issues. We play very little geopolitical role on the global stage, other than a very large aircraft carrier. And I might add a very significant, surveillance and targeting base in Central Australia, Pine Gap. Yes, I really agree with you. It's a matter of great regret, I think, that Australia really does not play a significant role in it doesn't pursue an independent foreign policy. Now, I do feel in some ways an independent foreign policy could be a bit of an illusion, because realistically we're 27 million people, something like that. And we have a long history of, playing the sub-imperial role to Britain and then to the United States. So the rest of the world must look at us and say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, you want to be independent now, do you? But I feel we could broaden out our interdependency. We could, for example, reach out and follow India's example in some way. We surely don't have to slavishly follow the United States in the way that we do. Yet, unfortunately, I think that sort of the social and the institutional and the media dynamics in Australia are such that loyalty to America is absolute essential for ticket in for any kind of political career, and that it really precludes broader strategic thinking about how Australia could proceed. But you never do know. There are people bubbling up, including myself, who are sort of saying certain things. And ultimately, I think, in 10 years' time, the collapse of American primacy will be over, so to speak. And one way or another, both America and Australia, as America's loyalist lieutenant, are going to have to adapt to those changed circumstances. So that's a really great comment by Judge Holden, Club Lounge. I do believe there was a budget or something in Australia last night. Was there? Or the night before? I find the local Australian media just too dreary to read myself these days. So I largely base my commentary on other sources. So look, I might close out the stream there. Thanks everyone who joined me live, especially those who joined me after my technical problems. I promise you I'll do an edited version of the discussion in the next day or two, and release it as a separate video with a few extra enhancements. And I think, oh, by the way, Judge, let me just read your comment. Thanks for your contribution, by the way. Based on your recommendation, I purchased Odd Arne's Westad's book on the Cold War. Many thanks. It's an excellent book, isn't it? It's very good. I can never. One of the things I like about the book is I can't really pick, if you like, Odd Arne Westad's sort of politics, and I think it's a very balanced and sensible account of the Cold War. Obviously, a very contentious one, and one in which there are so many myths going around at the moment. So I'm really glad that you enjoyed that book. Thanks, Reese. Thanks from Adelaide. Okay, guys, I will check you later. Make sure you subscribe to my Substack and share and like the YouTube channel so more people can find it, and look forward to seeing my edited version of this stream in the next day or two. Okay, bye now.